So what we are going to learn in next or the coming sessions is on the SuccessFactors Employee Central, which is the core or the base module for SuccessFactors. Now, why do we call it as a core or a base module is because now SuccessFactors, we maintain all of the master data. In Employee Central, we maintain all of the master data, which is required for other modules like it can be learning, compensation, or recruiting or performance management. So all of these modules, they need some information from Employee Central, the master data. Okay, it could be the name of the employee, it could be ID of the employee, it could be for the manager of that employee or department in which the employee is working, or the salary details of the employee. So all of these details are sent to these modules from Employee Central. And once the module they complete their part, like performance management, once the appraisals are completed, the ratings are sent back to Employee Central. Again, we store this data, performance management, the ratings, every year's ratings and the employees ratings we store in Employee Central. Again, compensation, they send the increased salary, so system updates the promotions or any salary increases that are there in the compensation. To termination of the candidate, again after termination also, if you want to rehire the employee after later point of time, like after 2 or 3 years, we can still use the existing data in the system. Okay, so we can rehire the employee. That means we are making the employee active in the system. So all of this is done in the SuccessFactors Employee Central. So starting from hiring, we maintain all of this. Since we maintain all of this master data, that is at the operation side. So as a HR, when I log into the system, what my duty is to hire employees, maintain master data, do some events or the transactions for the employees. Like now I can transfer the employee, I can suspend the employee, I can promote the employee, I can make some data changes, I can demote the employees, or if I have to terminate the employee, I'll terminate the employee, or if employee is on leave, I'll be inserting leave records. It could be a paid leave or it could be unpaid leave, or if there are any rehires, I'd be doing the rehire. That is at the operations side. HR would be doing all of these actions in the SuccessFactors Employee Central. As an employee, now if I am an employee, I log into the system, so I will look at my own data. If there is any data that I need to update, like my email ID or my address details or my medical details or my contact details, now all of this information I would be updating in the system. That's my part. Or if I have to download some data, like it could be a pay slip, or it could be a document of the appraisal document, or it could be any kind of data that belongs to me, I can download it from the system. Or if I have to apply a leave, or if I have to request something, I'd be doing everything in the Employee Central system. Again, my performance appraisals, if I have to fill my goals, if I have to do my appraisal system, I'll be doing in the system. So this is as an employee. When a manager logs into the system, manager is also an employee of the organization. So he or she will be doing all of these activities what employee was doing. Other than these activities, manager would be approving the leave request, approving the transfer request, approving or rejecting the promotion request, or do the appraisals of the employee, or recommend some salary increases, or recommend some promotions for the employees. That's as a manager. So every employee in the organization uses the system in some way. It could be employee, it could be HR, it could be a manager, or it could be a department head. So all of these employees logs into the system and uses the system. So what we do as a consultant. Okay, now we will be, after this training, all of you would be, once you get into jobs, so what would be your role? Let's say role of a SuccessFactors consultant. Let's say SFEC consultant. Okay, role of a SuccessFactors CC consultant. What would we be doing in the system? SuccessFactors is a global product. Okay, it has got all the features which are required for the customers. So as a consultant, we approach the customer. Okay, here we have customer, implementation partner, then you have consultant. Now, who is a customer? Customer is a end user. We implement or we support the customer. So SuccessFactors, now customer buys the SuccessFactors license. Okay. Now, before they start using the system, somebody has to configure as per their requirement. So implementation partner is the one who would be implementing SuccessFactors for customers. Customer will buy a license of SuccessFactors, but somebody has to set the system as per customer's requirement. Now, if you go to personal information, SuccessFactors gives you hundreds of fields like first name, last name, middle name, for preferred name, or business first name, business last name, gender, salutation, preferred language, preferred country. So all of these fields are standard fields which are available in the system, but all of this may not be required for every customer. Now, some customer may say that I don't want to use middle name, or I don't want to use initials. I just want first name, or I just want last name. Or some fields are mandatory, some fields are optional. Your customer might say, I know I want to have this as a mandatory or this as a optional field. So all of these requirements, implementation partner would be getting from the customer and implements the system. Now, who are the implementation partners? The examples could be your Deloitte or Wipro or IBM or Accenture. Not anybody or not everyone can go and implement. Now, these partners, these organizations have to be tied up with SAP. Now, SAP cannot implement SuccessFactors for all the customers across the globe. We have thousands of customers across the globe. Now, SAP cannot implement SF for each and every customer. So SAP gives their franchise. It's like franchise. Now, if you take an example of McDonald's or KFC, what they do is they take franchising and then they start selling the products. Now, all of the products, what we if you go to KFC or McDonald's, you'll get the same burger or you'll get the same fried chicken every KFC or every McDonald's, because the product comes from KFC or product comes from McDonald's. Same thing, SF product comes from SAP. The same product is implemented for the customer. And who are the implementation partner? These are the authorized organizations which can implement SuccessFactors to customer. Now, if I want, these are big companies like IBM or Deloitte or Accenture. These are big companies. Now, if I am planning to have start an organization and I want to implement SuccessFactors for customers. So firstly, I have to approach SAP. I need to take license from them, saying I have so-and-so team and I would be implementing SuccessFactors for customers. So I have to first go and apply for the license. So now once I buy the license, then I would become implementation partner. So implementation partner would be implementing for customer, and the consultants are the one who would be implementing for customer. So consultants are employed by implementation partner, not by customer. Now only these consultants can be hired by implementation partner, cannot be hired by customer. I'll tell you in the later stages and the later time. I'll be telling you why consultants have to work only under implementation partner and why not under customer. You might see sometimes the consultants moving to customer. You would be supporting the customer. Now, customer cannot hire consultant and start implementing SuccessFactors. No, because they are not implementation partner. Not everybody can implement SF. Only the partners can implement for customers. So that's why the consultants are hired by implementation partners. Any doubts so far?
One question here. You said regarding that events. So let's say, can we capture the event and send it to some of the brokers, or like how does this event work?
Events are nothing but the transactions that a HR performs.
Mm-hmm.
The examples could be your hire,
Mm-hmm.
transfer,
Mm-hmm.
promotion, termination, suspension, data changes, etc. These are some of the events. We have around 20 plus standard events in system.
Yeah.
Okay. You cannot create any additional events in system, but you can create for each of these events, you can create event reasons.
Mhm.
Like you take a promotion.
Mhm.
Promotion can be a salary increase. Promotion can be a grade change.
Mhm.
Promotion can be grade change with salary increase.
Mhm.
So all of these are promotions. Transfers.
Mhm.
You can be transferred from one department to other department, or you can be transferred from one location to other location. You can be moved from one manager to other manager. So all of these are transfers. So you can create any number of event reasons. Those are called event reason. The department transfer or location transfer or a manager transfer. These
Mhm.
are called the event reasons. Now, events are standard in success factors. So we have around 20 plus events. And all of these events will be performed either by consultants or by HR operations. Now, these are to be out of these 20 or 20 plus standard events in system, you need to approach customer and find out what are the required events for them. Now, this we would be getting it from the kickoff meetings. Initially, we start interacting with the customer and find out their requirement. We ask them, see, these are the list of events that SuccessFactors provides. Do you need all of these events? Now you have something called global assignment. Now, global assignment can be used for a customer who has got their operations in different countries. Now, I
Mhm.
operate from India, I operate from US, I operate from China and Japan. Now,
Mhm.
if an employee moves from one country to other country, that is called global assignment. Now, it can be a country transfer. If the employee is completely being transferred, it is called country transfer.
Mhm.
Or if an employee is going to some other country for on some project work, that is called global assignment.
Yeah,
From
Venu,
one country to other country.
I understand this concept, but the thing is that how do you capture this one and send it to the third parties? Let's say I need to generate
Oh,
this SAP
yes,
SuccessFactors generates the event.
yes,
So can we capture this
yes.
event and send it to the third party? That was my question.
Yes. Now, third party, what is the third? What is your third party? Is it
Let's
SAP? Is it Oracle? Or is it any
no,
other application?
no. Let's
Now,
say I have
there
a
should be
Solas broker.
some.
I have a broker
Sorry.
manager. I have a broker. Let's say messaging broker. It could be JMS messaging
Okay.
broker. It could be a Solas. It could be a Kafka. Can we
Okay.
capture this event and send it to the Kafka? Let's say.
Yes. Now, this can be captured and this can be transferred to other applications
Mhm.
by a middleware called
Mhm.
either PI, okay, or
Mhm.
SAP, HCI, HANA Cloud Integrations, okay,
Mhm.
or by Dell Boomi. So you should have some interface or
Okay.
some middleware
Mhm.
which would be taking the data from SuccessFactors and sending it to. Now you should also be, as a third party, you should also be having the similar setup. Like now I might call in SuccessFactors, I might call it as events, but in SAP, when I'm transferring the data from SF2 or SuccessFactors to SAP, now SAP, they call it personal actions. Okay, now you should also have that personal action in SAP. Okay, similarly, the third party application, when I send the data, now I'm sending the employees data like first name and last name. You should also have the similar setup in your system where the data gets stored. So now it can be a different name. Now I might be using it as event, but your application is using it as a personal action. So the middleware joins both of these fields,
Mhm.
the event with personal action.
Okay.
And they will be scheduling a job. Now we have some job schedulers where we schedule the job and system on every day, like it can be scheduled once in a day or twice in a day based on the operations that we do. Now generally it is once in a day. So once in
Mhm.
a day system updates or system moves all of this data to your third party application. Or sometimes what happens is, now take an example of cost centers. Cost centers are generally maintained in finance system. So, but SuccessFactors is not a finance system. SuccessFactors is a HR system. Now, SuccessFactors, if you want the cost centers to be maintained by the finance system, what integration team does is they get all of this cost center data, and when the job runs, they updates these cost centers. Now, it could be the updates in the existing cost centers or the new cost centers. System will create those new cost centers into this into SAP SF. Okay.
Mhm. So what is the integration? What do you
Now
call it?
it all depends upon the customer, what interface they want to use. Now some
Okay.
users, now most of the times I have seen people using Dell Boomi,
Okay.
or now customers, now SAP is now recommending them to go with HANA Cloud integration because that's SAP's product.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
What is the role of integrations, intelligent center over here? Can we also capture this intelligence center, this event?
Integration center.
Okay.
Integration center. Yeah,
Okay.
integration center is where your data gets captured. Data gets captured and transferred to other applications.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, again, project to project, you will have the integration team based on the application that you use. Now, let's say you're into one of the project, and that project, the customer wanted to have Dell Boomi as the interface. So you should hire Dell Boomi consultants, who would be working on the interfaces. Or if it is a HANA Cloud integration, then you should hire HANA Cloud integrations team to capture the data from SuccessFactors and move it to the other applications. Okay. Now, all of these are done by a consultant. Consultants can move from one implementation partner to, let's say, today I'm working for Deloitte. Now, if I want to move out of Deloitte, I would be looking after a job, and let's say I want to move to IBM. IBM is also an implementation partner. So I would be going there, and I'll be working on the projects that are specific to IBM. So on a whole, as a consultant, either I will be doing implementation, or the second is support. Implementation means getting the requirements from your customer, building the system, configuring the system, and handing it over to customer. The best part in SuccessFactors is each and every customer who is using SuccessFactors should have support consultants working with them. Every SuccessFactors, every customer who is using SuccessFactors, they should have a support consultant. Now, what is the role of a support consultant? What will I do as a support consultant? Is most of the times, the implementation partners, they hire these support consultants. Why do they hire support consultant? Because they have to support the customers, all of these thousands of customers across the globe. So somebody should be supporting them. Now, what do we do in support? Support generally will have incident management. In incident management, you would be getting tickets. Now, customer is using SuccessFactors application. Today, they are trying to hire an employee. They got stuck up with the hiring. They are getting some error. Now, somebody has to see what is the error, analyze, and fix that error. Now, that someone is the support consultant. So, they will be creating an incident, or they'll be creating a ticket. Again, this ticketing tool can be anything. It can be Salesforce ticketing tool, or it can be ServiceNow ticketing tool, or it can be SAP's ticketing tool. It can be anything again. So customer would be creating the incident. Now this incident can be for the fixes, or it can be the analysis, or it can be uh, movement of the configurations. So customers every day, they would be creating the incidents, and as a consultant, you have to go and resolve those incidents or resolve those issues which are raised by customers. Again, it depending on the SLAs, like if they are following SLAs like service level agreement, SLA service level agreement, where they will have the tickets with high priority, tickets with medium priority, and tickets with low priority. So these are the examples.